Yeah. You guys know the Walmart in King of Prussia? Well, a weird name for a town, I know. But there was a piano behind the Walmart. And for months I'd been looking at it, and I thought, well, finally, you know what? I should take some bits from it. By that point, somebody already taken some of the metal. But they did leave this big piece. And I just got my planer back. And I have quite a few other things to share with you guys. I've been getting a lot of wood, but a lot of it I'm using on projects because I've been so busy. I got a bunch of this wood, some big old beams. I'm planning to make some, well, I hope to make a drafting table with it and a few other things. But I'm going to have to really denail this stuff. This stuff is from 1932, exactly 1932, because it's from our apartment building. They threw it out. Me getting heat stroke in Illinois really ruined my prospects for like work, because I really hope to keep my work area really clean, but I brought this stuff back, like a couple things here and there, and all of my effort has been going into helping that restaurant open, which, by the way, it opened amazingly and the food's great. I've had a bit of a problem lately where I don't really feel anything when I eat. I'm just like, well, normally I like this food, but it's just okay. But then when I ate the food there, I was like, I actually feel kind of cozy from it. So it was really nice. And I'm so glad I helped out with the Salvaging. That's the restaurant I was helping out with. I'm still helping out with them. Like today I had to hook up an ice machine, and they're still getting through all the little teething issues and growing pains. But what that means is that I haven't been able to work on my personal stuff or my electronics job. Like, for instance, I have all these laptops that I have to go through for my electronics job. This is mine. This is my 3D modeling one. But all these laptops and the MacBooks and stuff like that are for the electronics job. And thankfully, my boss on that job is gone for like a week. He had to go to a business trip. But unfortunately, like, stuff is just piled up. And I got this from that same piano. I am giving it 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, I'll get everything I want off of it and throw it away. Or I'll hang it up. I had somebody, a friend of mine, he's giving me 2 saws. He's giving me a radial arm saw and a big thing of warehouse shelving. And the owners of the building told me that I could get this other stuff out of here, which was Debbie's. The lady that owns that runs the makerspace. She has some of this stuff is hers. And so I've been slowly taking this stuff out of here and making room. So I'm going to have quite a bit of space. But I still want to make sure that this is really highly organized. Oh, these are air filters from a data center. That data center that I helped tear down. But again, like, there's just there's a whole box full of beanbags that I need to move out here, and I can actually make this place organized. But I need to spend time in here to do that. I got this recently. It's a whoops, didn't mean to break that off, but I don't foresee myself really using this as it is. It's a sewing machine table with a sewing machine. The sewing machine is in beautiful condition. I really love it. We don't have room for a big sewing machine table, but all of these components I adore. So I'm thinking, like, I'll keep that around for maybe a month. And, if it didn't have so much water damage, I would definitely keep it. But pretty much everything that's glued together on that has fallen apart. And so I'm going to actually disassemble that, but I'm going to give myself a month to think of what exactly I want to do with it. And I have these remnants from my father's print shop that the spoiled fucking brat son of the owner just decided to up and sell to their competitor, and so now my dad's entire way of living is just upside down. All that history of that print shop is just gone. And this is some of the only stuff that I have left to remember that entire era of my life by. Because my dad had that job for 30 years. He worked himself up to vice president. And then the owner's son, who took over, just decided to up and sell it so he can get a Ferrari. Fuck him. I don't know. It's just a little underhanded. But I was like, you know, I want something beautiful. A printing plate. I want something to remember that place by. And I did film a video of it. So I can show that in like 20 years when nobody cares. Then I might see about making a second lumber cart. But here's the other thing though. I actually have the ability to, like, if I really want to, I could actually use a lot of this stuff to make furniture for the apartment. So I'm actually trying to hold back a little bit because I don't want to diminish my amount too much. I want to have like a nice hardware store amount of wood that I can pull from. And I might make myself a second one of these carts because this is just such a nice amount to have. I shouldn't try to go any lower than this, I don't think, because this is such a nice selection of wood here that whenever I get a call, you know, I've had to up my prices. I was doing $10 an hour, and now I'm doing $20 an hour for making stuff. But that's the thing. Normally when you have me make something for your shop or business or whatever it may be, a restaurant, I provide all the materials because I just keep finding them. And I'm at the point now where I'm getting a little more comfortable with that business. And it might actually end up being a business. I might make more than like a couple $1,000s a year from it. And I'm getting a reputation for being really, really helpful and cheap. Meanwhile, I'm making enough money to help put money away. Oh, you know what? This is also a piece that needs to go. I need to break this down. And this will eventually go into the, and then this stuff too. This is also from the piano. I need to break it down and put that in the hardware store vault. This is like a plywood with a walnut covering. So not super useful wood, but it's still interesting. I do like it. It's just kind of neat, and it's free. You know, like this stuff's free. If you go to the hardware store, it's not free. It's definitely not free. It costs you money. You have to work like 3 or 4 hours just to buy one damn board. I'm not doing that. Definitely not doing that. My rapid prototyping business has actually been going pretty well. A customer came in and wanted me to make them a custom table for their laptop. And so I threw this thing together for them. But again, I've just been so behind on stuff, and thankfully this customer only like wants it by the end of the month, so I have a few more weeks to finish it. But what I'll do is I'm going to put a piece of plastic or wood on the bottom just so the laptop doesn't fall off. But yeah, for that I charge $20 an hour as well for the rapid prototyping, and I'm thinking I might be able to make this into an actual business someday where it's maybe its own thing. Oh, yeah, actually just comes undone. Well, that came off so easily that I might even save these pieces as well. I might leave these by the door for like a week or so to see if I work up the time and the gumption to actually remove all those pins. But that's actually pretty painless. Bits of old 1950s cardboard. Now that's pretty fascinating. So that's how they shimmed it up, apparently. And once again, I got some really nice screws. And these will go into a modern project. It's really funny. A lot of people don't seem to have any issues with me using antique hardware on modern restorations. They actually seem to kind of like it. Oh, there we go. And there we have some screws ready for a second chance at a second use. You know, somebody spent at least a few seconds of their lives making these. I mean, you know, like the people that made the machines, the people that maintain the machines, all that sort of thing. Even though these are mass produced, people spent time and resources and materials to make these. And if you're not willing to give the things that they made a second chance, well, are you really willing to give people a second chance? I kind of feel something about that. And also, we've just taken that work that they did back in like 1947, and it's going to now be twice as useful to the history of humanity and the story that we tell. That's what I think about. Oh man, look at these. Ho ho. They're huge. Okay, on the underside, we're going to find quite a few things. And this looks like it could be a nice workbench or table or something. A little difficult to see here, but yeah. The underside still looks good. Had to upgrade my game with a proper screwdriver. Not bad, not bad. Oh, there's another one. It would have been really cool to have the entire feet. I should have jumped on this sooner because I saw this entire piano months and months ago as a full thing, but you know, I didn't have my workshop built up yet. I didn't have the capability. But I jumped on it when I could, and for that I'm happy. I'm going to put these into the junk drawer, and I've stopped doing these because they're just eating at my finger. They're so sharp, but I got so many of these done. I'm so glad. And this is like the longest one here. It is absolutely huge. Yeah, it is the biggest one. It's just a huge one. I love how it looks as well. I love how all of these look. Cover these in a little bit of WD-40, and these will be good for another lifetime of use. I'm just honestly surprised they're in that good of condition. I think this might even still be a zinc coating on them. don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's just steel. But either way, very good steel because they haven't rusted hardly at all. I'm going to actually start making organization methods to organize this stuff. It's funny. Back in Illinois, I would just accumulate buckets and buckets full of fasteners, and I wouldn't really go through them that well. But out here, I'm really going through them. People are having me building stuff so much that I couldn't afford to buy this many fasteners, so I have to reuse these. It's like 10 o'clock at night, but I'm very happy with this. Oh, a few more pieces of... Yeah, okay, so these... There's another thing here. Oh, they were threaded in. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Well, the more you know, the more you learn. And the less dumb stuff you do. Hopefully. At least that's the theory anyway. What can I use these for, I wonder? They're almost kind of artsy. I wonder if I could weld them together. And they could look like little legs to a little monster, or hydraulic rams on a little excavator. Hope you guys can't blame me. Hope you guys won't begrudge me, but some of these screws I'm just going to rip out with a pair of nippers because not a whole lot I can really do with them. I think that besides this one little piece over here, we have a completely clean board. And my, what a beautiful clean board this is. For being outside for several months, it's actually held up quite well. I must give it to it that it has held up very well. Because if I remember right, it wasn't even just months, it was a year. It was out there for like a year since about the time we got our apartment. So this entire piano sat there, dying, rotting. But it stuck around long enough for me to get my entire business put together so I could take some of the remaining bits and give them a new home. Like, look at that. That's going to be perfect for holding, like, cable management. Holding a cable in a container of some sort. Like if I'm running a power cable through a cabinet or whatever. Honestly, I'm going to say a good like 70 or 80% of the parts that I've taken back are pretty useful. Well, maybe not 80%. I think I will pitch this because removing all these pegs will be a pain. But If this was walnut, I would take it out. But still, it's pretty cool. And no, these are steel. These are not copper. Don't worry. It just looks like it might be copper on the camera. Then this I will take apart and use that for a shelf or something. You gotta be careful doing this. This is how you get a splinter. A bad splinter too. One good use for this old Stanley number 82 scraper is getting all this dirt off. Just, oh wow, yeah, years and years of dirt. I know I'm pushing when I should be pulling, but oh well. It's working great. Now, that's all clean, for the most part. Clean enough for the workshop, at least. Well, I'll take that off later. Okay, well. Oh, wow. That board that I had, it was the floor that actually snapped it off. Oh, well. At least it's held in there for now. I'll have to fix my lumber crate. But, yeah, now I have that piece of wood. I'm very glad that I saved that. I'm very, very glad. Now, if only I wouldn't have broken my lumber rack. That would have been nice, but oh well. I wonder. Let's play some golf. Let's see what happens. Can I actually snap it off? It actually worked. Okay then. I'm good. Oh, that's cute. I wish it had the other one. Oh, nice. Now I have two boards that I can use for something. And I'll put that in. Maybe that'll be the new floor that I broke on that. This is so cool. I think I might actually make myself a little cabinet out of all the hardware from this piano, because there's some really beautiful hardware. And even if the wood that I got is just some crappy plywood that's been water damaged, the hardware is nice. The wood will be good for a shelf, but the hardware is a high enough quality. Well, actually, no, let's go inside. The hardware is a high enough quality that I would like to use it in a really nice bit of furniture, like a little lockable chest or something like that. Well, that's pretty much it. All right, I have the light on. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a quick little video. This is kind of what my nights tend to be, and I'm just slowly building up my own business. And I hope you guys enjoy this video, and thank you very much for watching. See ya.